And we're back to another episode of the Mike&Sully podcast. I am Mike.
And I'm Sully.
And this is episode 3 of season 3. And episode 3s are pretty cursed in our podcasting thus far. Season 1, terrible audio issues while trying to record with my mother.
Right.
And then season 2, I tried to wear my new headphones.
Yeah.
So, that episode is still published.
Yeah.
But episode 3 of season 1 is not published. We're waiting to re-record with my mother at some point in a way in which I don't butcher the audio. So, and today's also a day, probably the strangest assembly of folks we could have for a live audience that aren't actively being a live audience.
Right.
So right now we have Celia, who just got back from the dentist, in a room recovering.
With some soup.
So shout out to Celia.
And
then we have Roz.
Roz is
the
in the
other
other
room watching football.
Watching football, also reading a book.
Yes.
So kind of live audience.
So we have a live audience.
They didn't have a lot of interest in listening.
Well, maybe it's because we've been anti-snacking. We ran into that issue.
Have we been anti-snacking?
We just got a scary glare from the live audience. Yes.
Doesn't sound like us.
Roz is also today basically our sports analyst.
Right.
So
Or liaison.
Our sports liaison. Wow. Because that could just be a tangent on its own to talk about my time as a sports liaison in high school ASB.
Wow. Oh, right.
I'm not going to do it,
okay,
but that could be a tangent.
For another time.
Already, how are you feeling? Because last episode we had Celia here.
Yeah.
As this intermediary
I really enjoyed that.
person. Whereas so far, about 2 minutes in, feels like you're really avoiding looking this general direction.
It's tough for me. It's tough. I really liked Celia here.
Right.
And
it was a
I
good
feel
buffer.
like naturally I'm gravitating
towards
straightforward over there, but I'll work on it. And I'm
That's alright.
and
Just
I'm back.
again,
yeah, and I'm
even if you just look at the wall, the audience won't know. Because do it, and then I'll tell you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the window?
I'm looking at the window.
Because it looks like you're looking at me.
That's great. I'm going to keep that up.
Great. But we're so excited to be back for episode 3. It took us a while to get here. We had tried to record twice. Once was interrupted by a rigorous work week for me.
Tough.
And
that was,
then,
I knew you had to do it.
Right.
But that was tough.
That was a tough one.
Actually, you canceled on me, and then the next day another friend canceled on me.
I'm so sorry.
And I started to think maybe it's me.
No one wants to hang out with you.
So that was tough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
And then last week I canceled the episode because I was on my deathbed with COVID.
So. But according to official guidelines, we are okay to be here.
We're okay. Yes.
We're okay to be here.
The guidelines are really lax, by the way, which makes sense because it seems to be mostly a cold these days.
Right. 4 years down the road. Yeah.
But I didn't ever have a fever.
Okay.
So, obviously when you have a fever, you're not supposed to go around people. Well, I never had one.
Okay.
And then you're just supposed to, have 24 hours of symptoms improving. Which, technically after the first day, my symptoms were improving, but that was just because my first day was so bad.
Right.
So I gave it, 5
Your
days.
symptoms would have been better no matter what.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good.
And this is your first bout.
Well, this is the first time I've had a positive test.
Probably had it before.
I don't really believe that I didn't have it before.
Okay.
And then I stopped believing the test, and so I stopped testing.
Oh. Well, there you have it.
So I'm certain I've had it before. However, this is my first positive.
Right.
So.
And it was very negative. It was a negative experience.
It was not great. Not a fan.
But we've persevered. We've prevailed against all the odds, and here we are recording our 3rd episode, knowing full well that we have to get 7 more episodes recorded by the end of this calendar year.
Yeah, so how many is that,
So there's, 10 weeks left, roughly, in the year. So.
But we probably won't want to, the week of Christmas.
There will be some weeks that are off limits.
Yeah.
In terms of who's available.
Right.
On Christmas, I'm game.
I'm working.
So. Oh. That could be fun. Looking ahead to Christmas, actually, I just got a text from my mother this morning about that. I haven't texted her back. I'll get on that. But she's getting matching shirts for the whole family.
Wow.
That just says, I don't know if this is... she asked me, so I would imagine it's not a spoiler to the rest of my family. And nor do I think they watch this, but they just say believe.
That's nice.
Yeah, subtle nod to both Santa Claus and Christianity.
Oh. Like, why did I think Ted Lasso immediately?
Oh. Yeah, I don't think she's seen that.
Oh, okay.
So
it feels like she might like it. It's mostly good, clean
it can
fun.
be a little crass.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Celia will get a t-shirt, or?
That is actually why she texted me.
Oh.
She said, do you think... I don't want to impose.
Oh, that's nice.
But do you think Celia... Well, she said Celia's real name. Would want one. And I need to respond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to respond, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Assuming Celia says yes.
Yeah.
And then we just need to get a size and whatnot.
That's great.
Yeah. So, that's exciting.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, we were recording episode 3. Hopefully not going to have any technical issues. Let us know what you guys think about the lighting. We are trying out a new lamp scenario that's supposed to make it somewhat brighter.
I think this lighting is the best we've had.
But we're also going to get a new camera.
Right.
We're getting a new camera.
Budget of $100.
Is it not... Give me on like a scale of 1 to 10. How much does the quality of footage decrease as soon as we stop recording and like go to watch a preview? Because right now, what we're looking at on screen, I think looks better than what we end up seeing as the finished product.
Well, yeah.
Do you think so?
Like, I think this is better than we've had, but I think a lot of it is
lighting.
The lighting.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. So this is fixable.
Well,
if we just had better lighting, but we should get a better camera as well.
Let's see how it is when
we can try out the iPhone thing as well.
Yeah.
If you guys know how to get your iPhone to record to your laptop or computer, please let us know.
I was gonna buy one of those like holder things too.
Oh yeah. Things to look forward to in the future as we finish up season 3 this year, and we are officially live on YouTube.
Hard to find the channel.
Really hard to find the channel, but if you type in Mike&Sully Pod, and then like filter on channels, you have a good chance of finding us. There is one short posted right now, so that's exciting. I created a. Oh, I thought the door was creaking
so did
open.
I. Like how haunted.
But yeah, we have a short posted. Just posted it today. Already over 100 views on this short.
Blown up.
It's like a 30-second short of just like a fun little highlight.
What if you got like a real presidential following from that?
Yeah, like a headhunter reached out and was like, "We think you'd be good for the next political office."
I could see that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would quit my regular job probably and keep the podcasting bit.
Nice.
And then run for office.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I will gladly keep my regular job, do podcasting to the side, and then focus on politics last.
Nice.
And minimally.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, please go find us on YouTube, subscribe. We have 4 subscribers, I think.
It's pretty good.
So we're growing on YouTube as well as hopefully our Spotify basis. Well, all listeners, sorry. But Spotify is just the thing I check on. But all our listeners, hopefully the YouTube pushes people out to listen to full episodes.
Right.
But what if they're just like, these 30-second clips are the funniest things we do? So then the rest
Do you think that was the funniest from last episode? I mean,
I'm the one who said it. I have a really hearty chuckle at the end of the short. So yeah, maybe. I thought it was funny.
I thought our game... I liked Celia's reading stuff.
Oh, well that game was super fun. Yeah. The Reddit threads. Yes. So, anyways, go check out episode 2 for more details on that.
Nice.
So now, as we hop into episode 3 and really get through our itinerary here, we've got a special cheat sheet down below that you guys can't see that I wrote out with a colored pencil because I was nervous I would forget what we wanted to talk about today.
Right.
The first thing on our list is scary movies, and specifically who you think would die first between the two of us if we were in a scary movie together.
Yeah. And I have a lot of thoughts.
Oh.
I actually don't watch scary movies.
Okay.
So
Can you name a scary movie you have seen? If any.
I've seen part of Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, sure.
Is that not a scary movie?
It's like a different it's not what I like. It's not like a stereotypical like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Those classics.
I saw the Bird Box.
Where people are clearly dying. Bird Box. Saw people die.
And The Quiet Place.
Okay. A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
There are multiple.
Okay.
It's not the Quiet Place.
I watched The Bird Box, and I didn't sleep for 2 weeks.
Wow.
It really freaked me out. And I think I only saw part of The Quiet Place.
A Quiet
A Quiet Place. So those are scary. So I guess I did that.
Okay, yeah, those qualify.
I haven't seen like Insidious. Is that one?
Oh yeah, nice.
I haven't
Good
seen
pull.
that, no.
Okay, sure.
No. Yeah, that's about all I can.
Well, Celia and I had a goal this Halloween or October to watch 8 Halloween/scary movies.
Okay.
So they don't necessarily have to take place on Halloween or be Halloween themed. Some of them can just be straight up scary.
Okay.
Like the kind of movie you would expect to watch during like October.
Right.
Or like be released in theater. Well, like the ones I just listed, because those don't all take place on Halloween per se. Or like Sinister. Any of those, like The Conjuring.
Right, that's
like
what
those.
I meant. That's what I was trying to.
Oh, well, yeah, but Insidious was a good Paranormal Activity. Those types of things.
Okay.
Fun fact: the main characters in Paranormal Activity, I believe, are They share the same first name as me and Celia.
Whoa!
Like our real name.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's kind of fun.
That is crazy.
We could go watch that.
The characters, not the
characters.
Wow.
Yeah. So it might be kind of trippy to watch that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyways, we're trying to watch, like, intentionally, because last October, I just feel like I missed the whole... I like being scared when it's, like, intentional.
Yeah.
You know, so I felt like last October didn't get that. It just felt like it flew by. Yeah, like we didn't really watch anything, and if we did, it was just kind of like maybe it was more of a cutesy one, which are fine. And
like,
we have some of those on our list. Halloween Town, Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Never seen any of those.
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Anyways, all these movies. So we made a list. Twitches. Shoot, that's a Disney Channel original.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Okay, so that's on my list. But we made a list of
Witch.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I haven't seen that.
Sure,
either.
that's a show. But
okay.
we made a list of 10 movies, and then we're both kind of going back and forth. We vote, like we try, but we're trying to watch 8. But we.
Okay, we're halfway through the month. How many have you watched?
3.
Okay.
So we're doing okay. We were gonna watch more. We were dog sitting, and the dog was super reactive.
Oh.
So like we watched a great movie called Devil's Pass. Shout out to codename Falls Down a Mountain, and Professor Snowflake, who first showed me this movie. Because it's a very quick summary. Have you ever heard of Dyatlov's Pass?
Whose pass?
Dyatlov?
No.
So it's like this Russian mountain range, or a mountain pass, where in 1959, the 1950s, this like group of explorers went on a mountain expedition into the Russian like Ural Mountains or whatever, and then they all died.
Whoa.
And it was like and I think I haven't dove deep enough in, so don't come for me, people, if there is like a good scientific explanation. But for a while it was like this big mystery of why did they die, because there were mysterious circumstances surrounding their deaths, like knife cuts from inside the tents as if they were trying to escape in a hurry. I think some of them were missing their tongues.
Ooh.
They were all like not wearing their clothes.
Oh, I hate.
So like there, but I think there's a scientific explanation that most scientists would go with. Like, I think one I heard was like if you somewhere up there the winds come through the pass that kind of make you go crazy.
Whoa.
Like that was one of them. But anyways, but people like the conspiracy theorists think like, was it aliens? Was it the Yeti? Was it something else?
Okay.
So there's this whole movie about like modern day college kids who are making a documentary. They go and recreate like the hike to go see what actually happened to these people, and then the movie follows their journey.
Okay. Is it? It's a scary movie. It's not a documentary.
It is a scary movie taking place as a documentary.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then it gets really scary.
Yeah, spoilers actually. So pause here, skip ahead maybe like 5 minutes. I'll be quick because I think this is a fun anecdote.
5 minutes.
they get up there, because I know you'll never watch this.
Yeah.
So they get up there, and then they basically... An avalanche comes down and wipes out most of their camp. One of them dies, and it's like, how did this avalanche just happen? It's because the Russians had set charges at the top of the mountain and blew them up to cause an avalanche because they wanted to get rid of the hikers. So then they come up the next morning looking to see if anyone survived. So then they start shooting at them. Yeah, the Russians. And so then they start shooting at the documentary kids.
Okay. And
so the kids run away. A couple of them die. But 2 of them get into, or 3 of them get into like this random bunker they found in the mountain. And it's like they get deep in there, and it's like a research lab basically deep in the mountain that the Russians had been using in the 1950s and 1940s, like related to random science experiments back then. Anyways, they were trying to work on teleportation.
Oh.
Like, there's this thing called the Philadelphia experiments, which apparently is like a U.S. conspiracy theory. Like, we were trying to do teleportation on big boats in the 1940s or something.
Okay.
Irrelevant. Turns out that the 2 main characters, they go through the teleporter, the thing that's supposed to be the teleporter. They come out, and they had also time traveled back to the morning when the first documentary people had died.
Whoa.
So, like, that was the whole thing in the movie. It's like, there were 9 people that went on the expedition, but 11 bodies were found. So it's the 2, the 2 people from the future who then were also found as dead.
Whoa.
They get brought into the lab. So the whole time they're in the lab, I forgot to mention this, the whole time they're in the lab, like the last 20 minutes of the movie, they're being harassed by these scary-looking creatures that can teleport and bounce around and attack them, and they look very demon-like.
Yeah.
So anyways, they get harassed by them, which is why they then have to decide to either go through the teleporter or fight the demons, but demons will kill you, so they go through the teleporter. That was their thought process. So then they go back in time on accident. They don't know what's going to happen, but they're dead. Like, the teleporter kills them, but like their bodies show up.
Oh.
So then they get dragged away, and we're seeing this all through a camcorder point of view. And I feel like I'm running low on my 5 minutes. We're still talking about the movie in case you fast forward to this exact moment in time.
3 more minutes.
Go. And so then they get pulled into the lab, and they get like put up on these chains basically to be later experimented on. Yeah, the bodies of the 2 future people.
Yeah.
And then you see them like start twitching and stuff, and like the whole thing is like they actually are the demons. They turn into the teleporting demons that harass them in the future.
Wow.
So it's like this whole paradox thing.
Okay.
Because like they became distorted and creepy because of... So then they eventually, they are let loose by themselves in the future when they go find the secret lab. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So then the anecdote, because that's not even the anecdote, that's just how the movie goes. The anecdote is I was watching, Professor Snowflake and I we had just watched the movie like the night before. Okay. And then the next day we're watching a Seattle Seahawks playoff game. Go Hawks. And a play happens, like something very identifiable, like the details are irrelevant, but basically like, let's say it's 3rd down and they pass the ball, and then the play's over, and then it goes to commercial, and a commercial about Coca-Cola plays, and we're just sitting there watching, just hanging out, having a good time. We come back from the commercial, it's 3rd down, a pass play happens, it goes to commercial, a Coca-Cola commercial plays, and like there was a moment where we were both kind of like freaking out and being a little jittery. Are we time traveling demons?
Is it happening?
Are we the time traveling demons now?
Wow.
And we don't know. We still don't know. It was really weird. Like, I'm sure it could have been like either we misremembered maybe it was 2nd down and then a commercial happened because someone was hurt and whatever, or was just maybe the TV was on a loop on accident, like cable television could be, but we could not come up with an explanation in the moment.
Wow.
So that was a real thing. So you know what's disappointing now is like that cool anecdote a lot of people are going to miss because they don't want the movie spoiled. So welcome back, those of you that skipped ahead.
Like, what ended up happening in the movie, though?
What do you mean?
Like, what did they ever film? Did they film what happened to the first explorers?
No, of course not. They were all dead.
I thought that you said that the 2 people showed up the morning of.
Yeah, dead. Like their bodies just plopped. Yeah, right out there, and then they were found.
Okay.
And then the Russian government used them to experiment on them. And then they became teleporting, time-traveling demons.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then Blake and I...
I mean, it sounds...
Great, now I gotta bleep that out. Alright, let me write that down. How deep are we? We're already 20 minutes in. 20 minutes. Alright. Sorry, Professor Snowflake, I just outed you. But, yeah, we thought we were time-traveling demons.
Interesting.
For a brief
That movie sounds interesting.
Thank you. It's really, really bad acting. Like, it's not a well-produced film. The only thing interesting about it is the premise.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all that being said...
What do you think would last longer?
I think it depends on the type of horror movie.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, if we did a classic... Let me pitch you a scenario, and then you can kind of base your answer off of this. Yeah. It's like a classic slasher. So, like, we're with a group of friends at, like, a group dinner, and then there's one bad guy who wanders around with a knife and is trying to kill us all, basically.
And we're running around.
And we're all, running around.
And who
like,
out of
who
us
do you think
would last longer?
Who would last longer?
I think I could outlast you.
Okay. All right.
Like, what do you think?
Because, like, I do a heroic stand.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think you'd sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, I try and fight him.
Yeah.
And then just die immediately.
Go!
You don't need to. The door's locked. Yeah, I think that's, honestly, I would agree. I think in that scenario, you would probably last longer than me. Especially if, like, what if we got in a scenario where it's like, okay, the only way we can get out of this room, the guy with the knife's on the other side of the door, there's a small-ish vent that we could crawl through, right. Which of the two of us is more likely to fit through the vent? You know.
Neither of us with our heads are fitting through the vent. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we try and go legs
melon.
First. Just, my head is stuck.
Yeah.
But I think escape-wise, I think you would be smart enough to, like, kind of,
sneak
you
around.
strike me as, like, he's coming for you, oh no, let me just hurdle this table real quick and
That's
get away.
what I like for people to perceive me, so thank you.
Nimble.
That's good. Okay, what if it's, like, a wilderness one, like, where, like, it's an outside, scary situation?
Still, like, because the only other scenario I wanted to touch on was paranormal.
So sorry.
No. So I'm asking, is this still like just a scary dude is out to get us?
I don't know. Sure.
Wilderness. I think just the wilderness would get me.
I
don't think the scary man needs to do anything. He could just wait me out.
No
I would probably
here.
die. I have no survival skills whatsoever.
And I don't either. So
I would shoot a flare up to bring more attention to me.
Nice.
From the killer. Yeah.
Okay. What, the paranormal one?
Yeah, like if it's a ghost scenario or like ghosty type of scenario, like a haunted house type of thing, with like a very vengeful spirit.
I don't see myself doing well in that, personally.
Yeah, I think I'd do okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's why. I think I'm willing to communicate with the spirit.
Okay.
And I think I could get it on my side.
Persuasive.
Because here's the thing. I think the spirit would probably get a read on me. Mm-hmm. It would, like, float through me.
Right.
Yeah. And I would feel all chilly. And then it would be analyzing, like a computer. Yeah. And it would be like, It'd be like computing, and then it would spit out information into my little recorder box, that ghost hunters have.
I didn't...
Yeah, and it would say, you have, like, 100 times the amount of angry thoughts than any other ghost I've met.
Right.
And I'm speaking as the ghost.
Yes.
So I think the ghost would appreciate my attitude.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like, wow, are you a vengeful spirit? You are in your mid-20s.
We've never found someone that lies this much. We love
right.
the energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This will be like a World War I soldier.
Right.
With plenty to be upset about in the world.
But
and
not
here
as much
I am.
about...
Not as much as me.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't want to deal with spirits and scary phantoms, so I think I just take the L.
Do you remember in college...
the clowns?
No, not the clowns, but that's a good callback as well. That's a fun... Let me write that down. No, I was going to say you had a friend who we would go visit every once in a while who would play... He played a scary game.
Right.
With
the
an alien.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
The movie Aliens.
But it was like on a game.
Had an Xbox game.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed that. We would all pile into his teensy dorm room.
Turn off all the lights.
Half the size of this room.
Yeah.
And we'd all like watch as he played on his little computer.
And it was scary.
It was so scary. Yeah. But it was pretty good.
For people that don't know but do know some games, it was basically made as like Outlast. Was probably the first version of this type of game, a survival, scary, kind of duck around because you're not fighting the monster. You're just hiding.
You're hiding. And then you have to like, get past it, and I don't know. There's.
But it always finds you.
But it was like so you're on the edge of your seat, and it's just a video game.
Yeah.
I loved that actually. That's one of my favorite memories of freshman year.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Not a lot of others.
The clowns.
The clowns. Yeah.
The clowns were good. So most of
2016.
2016 clown epidemic. The first pandemic, really, was the clowns.
Like, what a crazy thing. It's
so bizarre. And the fact that it made it out town the school we all went to and attended.
Nice.
Was fascinating.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, how did that start?
Someone, randomly.
People would just dress up as clowns and go scare people?
Yeah. And, like, a lot of the videos were just really weird. And I'll admit, I was kind of scared. At first. I wasn't very scared when I was finally confronted by a clown. Because there was a group of us playing tennis.
Yeah.
And there were probably, like, 10 of us, at least. And then one clown, like, poked its head around, like, to the entrance to the tennis courts. And I think we just kind of waved at it. And it's like, what is the clown? There's 10 of us. We're going to hit you over the head with 10 tennis rackets right now. What are you going to do?
I don't remember if I was even there or if I was
I thought you were there.
I thought I was there, and I thought that it kind of scared me. And I wanted to leave.
I felt okay.
Well,
yeah. But there's that great snap memory I have.
Go away, clown!
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because we were sitting in a car. I think you were getting gas. Yeah. And I took a video of myself with the classic deer filter. Shout out to the deer filter.
Shout out Snapchat.
And I think I said something like, I'm sitting in this car thinking to myself, where are the clowns at? And then Sully, like, jumps into the frame. Last second is like, go away, clowns!
Go away, clowns!
And, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was just a crazy time.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one that, like, went into one of the dorm rooms and havoc?
Can we trust any reports about dorm room activity at remember the fake school shooting?
Oh, I do.
And, you know, people were posting things like, there are helicopters.
Yeah.
Over.
Well, I don't remember that.
That was a real thing.
I do remember. So I had transferred at this time.
Right.
And I texted, basically, I knew you were... Okay, were you there? I don't even remember.
I was at a professor's house eating spaghetti when that was all happening.
I texted the only other person that attended that school that I still spoke with.
Right.
Thought I still spoke with. And I said, "Oh my goodness, like, are you okay? I hope you're doing all right." And she responded, "Who is this?"
And that's when you should have responded, "The shooter." Gotcha.
It's me. Turn around. Yeah, that was tough.
Wow. And there was no shooter. That's the only... we're not trying to make light
we wouldn't laugh.
Of a actual incident. It was not a real scenario. I think there was a disgruntled parent or something like earlier that day that started the whole frenzy.
Interesting.
And then, some guy, like, got home from a hunting trip and, like, was unloading his guns, so, like, that got reported, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so there was, like... By the end of the night, there were, like, 5 shooters, 7 helicopters, you know, it was the whole thing.
I never heard about the helicopters. I didn't know the shooters.
2 helpings of spaghetti.
Nice.
Our professor was the sweetest guy. He offered to let us stay with him and his wife.
Wow.
If we didn't feel safe going back to town. Because he lived, like, on the other side of the river, basically. Yeah. So, like, it felt like you were not near danger.
Fake danger.
But I think everyone left. Some of the people who were genuinely scared, I think, considered his offer. He was like, we have sleeping bags. His wife was very sweet.
Wow, that's nice.
And then I was one of the first to leave. I was like, no, thank you. That's fine. Yeah, actually, I live in the dorm that is centering on this. I'll take my chances. Yeah, so that's a good scary movie coverage and just scariness in general. I'd say
Yeah.
October's a great. So the last thing I'd say is we watched a movie called The Haunting 2 weeks ago, and it has Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I don't know who else. But I had fun watching the movie because it did scare me at some times, but it was kind of just like there were some stupid jump scares. But having some jump scares, I think is fun because I do want to elevate my heart rate a little.
Okay.
Like, and so like some of those would happen, and then I would just be, I would get and then Celia could vouch for this, and then I would just kind of sit there for a few seconds, and then I would just go, "That's stupid." Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you have any good scary movie recs for,
I won't take them.
I feel like you would consider like Jim Carrey's Grinch as like a scary movie,
Yeah,
just
it's
because
creepy.
you don't. Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I also hot take. Don't really like Jim Carrey. He's kind of an odd guy.
Yeah, but that movie's great.
Okay.
Well, that's an argument
Yeah,
for
we'll talk about that
episode 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Episode 4. It's now December. We have not done a very good job recording. So, moving on. Sully here has got some wicked fall themes that you want to cover.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
I thought this was your segment.
What are you talking about? I literally said in the message, it said, insert any fall themed like topic
Okay,
of your choosing.
Okay. We'll just talk about fall.
Yeah.
You guys recently carved pumpkins.
Yes.
Like, what did you carve? Was it faces or like?
I carved a face. I went with buck teeth.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Classic.
Last year I went with sharp teeth.
Oh, I don't like the sharp teeth.
Yeah, so I went with 3 buck teeth.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. I did 2 at 2, and then I got down, and then I accidentally kept slicing, and then I got to like this side of your mouth, and I still hadn't made the 3rd buck tooth, so I just made it at a weird angle.
Nice.
So he's got like a
That's
face.
good. That's good.
Yeah. All right.
I have not carved pumpkins, but did I show you my jack-o'-lanterns I made?
No.
Well, I think I told you about it.
Okay.
I made mac and cheese, which love.
Oh, wait. Don't do this. I don't want to hear about this. Is this what the peppers...
Yeah.
Oh, we were supposed to do this together.
I didn't feel like it was going to happen. Like, so many things weren't happening.
Oh, I'm sad. Because those looked so
Can
good.
I show you? I took pictures.
Yeah,
Like,
please,
the audience
please.
won't really...
Well, you can show the audience.
Okay. It's
And
called,
so-
it's called mac-o'-lanterns. And so you
Mac-o'-lanterns.
make mac and cheese.
Right.
And then you take orange bell peppers and take out the insides and, like, cut it like you would a pumpkin. And then you put a little face in it and stuff it with the mac and cheese. And it's mac-o'-lantern.
And then you eat it.
And it's super cute.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I had a really fun time with it.
Wish I could have been there.
Yeah. Sorry.
That sounds really good. You know what I'm going to get, to spite you, is a bread bowl mac and cheese from Panera. Wow,
Is
that's
that cute?
adorable.
Okay, I'm going to try and show them.
Wait, is that like your normal, like, mac and cheese recipe too?
Yeah.
Oh. Cut the cameras.
Okay.
Oh,
that's so bad.
Okay, lower. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so it's super cute, and it's full of mac and cheese, and it's like, I don't know.
So to our audio listeners, just rewind like 15
yeah.
seconds and quickly look at your phones, and you'll see the
See what we're
design.
talking about.
You'll see the pepper and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I would still love to do that sometime.
I would too. I still have peppers for you guys to use.
Can I ask though? Because my biggest concern when I was thinking about those is like, do you eat all the mac and cheese first, or do you eat the pepper with it? And
mac
if
and cheese
so,
first.
I was gonna say like, how does the hot and cold balance, or is the pepper hot?
Pepper is not hot.
Okay,
no.
cold.
At
pepper.
least in how I do.
Sure,
Pepper was
sure.
cold and mostly used as a like vessel to.
So you didn't even eat it.
Well, my dad ate it.
Okay.
I wasn't really feeling pepper. At
Okay,
that
so it's more just like a fun.
it was really fun.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's what I did because I haven't carved pumpkins yet
Wow.
because we're gonna do that.
Yes. Yes. Just real quick.
You're looking at something.
Yeah. That the what is supposed to be a duck, it kind of looks like a ghost. Don't move anything, but just quickly look at the one right behind you. Do you see how it looks like a ghost right now? The one holding the umbrella.
I do.
Yeah, I think that's just
But
interesting
it's a duck and it's actually super cute.
because it's a duck.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Blanket designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Did you guys buy your pumpkins at the store, or did you?
Yes, we made the mistake of buying them from Safeway.
Yeah, that's
pretty expensive. Celia's dad bought 3 pumpkins for like 65 cents each at a cheaper place.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and they were bigger. They were bigger, or maybe it was 65 cents a pound. It was 65 cents a pound. It was 65 cents a pound. But they were big, and ours were smaller and more expensive. So,
my brother, him and his girlfriend made a pact last year that this year they would grow their own pumpkins to grow, and they did it.
Wow.
They got one like this size and one that's still growing, and it's like this size.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
Is this like an announcement? Is this a metaphor?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Grow your own pumpkin.
No metaphors or
no metaphors.
announcements. And then I would just say the last thing about fall themes that I really enjoy is baking, of course.
Of course.
I was gonna make an apple pie for us to have today, and I was so tired.
That's fair.
I'm still recovering.
You brought a lot. Ooh, and that actually brings up an interesting, quick little side plot, which is you can't do anything about this because we're recording, and people will be upset with you. Okay. So you're just gonna have to be upset.
Oh God,
and,
I'm hating
but
this.
Accept
I'm already hating it.
But here's our payment for our food today. You have to take it. People are watching. This is real money for both a pizza and a coffee. So $100. Just kidding. They don't know.
Okay.
It's too bloody.
I actually told Caleb.
Wow. Okay, wait, hang on.
Yeah. Beep.
Gotta write that down. Well, there's our correspondent right there. Sports correspondent.
Oh, Roz.
Can you give us a quick update of the score?
Yes, I believe it is 2017.
20-17.
Aaron Rodgers got a Hail Mary to end the half.
Wow.
Alan Lazard, number 10.
But it sounds like, so we've... Wait, which team's at 20?
The Bills.
Oh, wait, so... Oh, no. So they've scored one more touchdown and made one successful
extra.
So no field goals?
No field goals.
Okay,
no,
so I'm up...
That extra
it was
point
bad.
Was terrible.
Well, great.
I mean, sorry, it is the Bisons and the Airplanes.
Oh. There we go, yeah.
Because
code
with
word.
the NFL policy, you're not allowed to discuss the events of or any depiction of the game. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a recording, so it's delayed, so I think we might be in the clear.
Nice.
This was live then.
Don't take bets right now, because this is not the future.
Right.
This is the past.
All right. Well, thank you,
You're
correspondent.
welcome.
Correspondent
Roz.
Roz.
Here in a bit.
We just outed you, so we're jotting down a note to beep your name.
I said your name.
Yep. Sorry.
My name?
Yep.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Thank you.
All right, that worked great.
Yeah.
All right, so I wrote down the time, so we can go get rid of that as well. But how did we get there though?
I told Roz.
Yes.
How you said that if I don't accept your payment, you'll cancel the pod.
Oh, right.
And so I had to.
And there's the payment.
I had to take that payment. So.
Payment. Because, if you think about it, people don't really know the logistics that go into our potting. So you have to drive roughly like 40 minutes just to record.
Worth it.
And
also,
Sully brings food almost every time.
I literally don't do anything else.
Sully brings food almost every time.
No.
You contribute.
I like food.
What?
I like food.
Food is great, but you bring food for us, so I want to pay. And then the only things I really do are buy unnecessary things that we don't end up really using.
And literally every single aspect of the pod. I just plop down here and just kind of chit chat.
I regret putting this leg up. So far, I've kept it pretty under wraps that I'm wearing shorts again. But I think, again, this camera angle works. I haven't been adjusting very much. I also wore tighter shorts, so it wouldn't be like a situation.
Yeah.
You know? So that's been good.
That's good. I changed pants. Because if you notice, the last couple episodes, I was wearing the same pair of pants.
Really?
Which they were spread across multiple weeks, so it's not surprising that I would...
We recorded them the same day.
Not...
No, that would be fine. Yeah, that'd be fine.
But I thought that I want people to know I have a different pair of pants.
You do have different pants.
So,
white
I wore those
pants.
today.
Would you classify those as white or...
Yeah, whitish.
Whitish.
Which, do you think these are out of style?
No.
Okay.
I thought about trying to wear white pants myself, actually. Why are you making that face?
That's awesome.
Okay.
Were you ever going to wear the socks about you?
I did. I wore them to work. You can ask my coworkers.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Or my friends at work. Because some of those friends have gotten very upset over my there it is. Wait. Let's not go down that road.
I didn't bring it up.
No, I know. I'm saying we haven't been specific yet, so we can survive this.
Right.
We can survive this. But I just want to make it clear that I do have friends at work. Sure. And I'm not referring to them as coworkers. So, but yes, I wore the socks, and they're so fun. The only comment I had on them when I wore them, and this is user error, they were thick for the day I chose to wear them.
Oh, I remember.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was.
This
tough.
is the other pair I got.
Oh. Go with. Boom.
They have Snoopy, and it's like fall themed peanuts.
Would you cancel the pod if like there was some weird analytic about people taking screenshots of our podcast, and it's like 40 minutes, 25 seconds in.
I probably asked
the
that
foot
we, like...
is in the camera.
Who let the dogs out?
Would you want me to just edit that out?
Yeah, edit that out for sure.
Great. What's funny is when I add a beep sound now, as opposed to when we were all audio. I'm sure there's a way around this, but I haven't figured it out yet. But when I do it now, it's a beep sound, but also it blacks out the whole screen. So it's like we are off air.
No one can see this.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
I beeped out a bad word, by the way. Let's take a moment to address the
elephant in the room.
Yeah. Or I was gonna say, what's the word? It's something you get back from. It's like something back. It's like black, not flashback.
I don't know, and I don't feel like we're gonna get there.
Shoot.
If I'm being honest.
Anyways, we just wanted to address the fact that we used an inappropriate word.
Well, we didn't.
On last episode, we have now bleeped it out. That's where the we comes in. Is I was a little slow on the draw to go get that edited.
Right.
I didn't even notice it until I was listening to it, like for the first time after we'd recorded it.
Oh.
So I had forgotten that it
I
happened
actually noticed
live.
it right away.
Oh, like when it happened?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I didn't want to make it feel bad.
Oh. now we all look bad.
Okay, we said a bad word.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no one has written in to say that we said a bad word.
I'm not.
But
surprised.
I was just picturing like your mother listening.
She did listen.
Well.
Yeah.
She,
on her walk.
She said, "Oh,
what has happened to my daughter?
What is that? Who is she surrounding herself with?" But no, it was an accidental slip up. Because to be fair to Celia, she was reading something.
Right.
So it's very easy to boom.
Yeah.
Yep. So what other fall things?
Well, I feel like I kind of did my part.
Okay.
I don't think the weather has been cooperating. It
Way
was
too hot.
yesterday.
Way too hot yesterday.
You know what's the worst thing?
Hated it.
For me?
Yes.
This weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I had the days off, which I never get the weekend off.
Right.
That's like unheard of.
Sure.
And it was like nice weather.
Yes.
And I was bedridden. So sick.
That sounds pretty much right up your alley, actually.
It's so up my alley.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Yeah.
It's really a bummer. But it's supposed to be like raining for the next week or so. So
Wow.
I'm like pretty excited about that.
Does rain make you feel any specific emotion?
Happy.
What does rain usually make most people feel?
Down in the dumps and drizzly.
Sad.
Yeah.
Glum.
It makes me feel so like cozy.
Okay, but other people
Okay.
would feel sad or glum.
Okay.
And if it's supposed to rain, people might be listening to this while they're sad or glum. Right?
Yeah.
Why don't you regale us with a tale of sadness?
No.
Oh, you're just not there?
I'm not,
Okay, never mind.
No.
We'll bleep this. We'll edit this out.
Yeah, actually, no, I can't talk about that.
Okay, we won't talk about it.
I cried so hard.
Okay, next episode. Next season.
At some point, I'll have a very, very sad story to discuss.
Very sad story.
I'm a little too sensitive about it right now.
Okay, that's fair. Moving on.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, I know. Well, I wanted to spring it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, to pivot away from what could be really awkward, let's make it awkward for me.
Okay.
As we flash back to our high school selves.
Oh.
And we revisit great pieces of literature that we've all read.
Yes.
Or a lot of people in high school would have read this.
Yeah.
Celia not being one of them. So
crazy.
School district where Celia went to school, get on it. Figure that out. Because why would you leave out one of Mary Shelley's best works?
Arguably,
Is it Mary Shelley's only work? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think.
Didn't she die young?
Kind of like
Edgar Allan
Poe. It feels like
Poe.
you know a lot more about her than I do.
There's The Raven, and then like what else?
Oh, I think there's more than that. No.
Well, maybe, but I'm just saying, if you only are known for one thing,
Yeah.
like think of how many things I'm known for.
This pod. Your 3 podcasts.
Yeah, yeah. You know how many podcasts Mary Shelley had? Goose egg. Yeah, so Frankenstein is what we're referring to, because right now I'm reading Frankenstein, as is Celia, and we specifically wanted to read it during the month of October. You know, again, the scary theme. We're really trying to embrace.
Yeah.
It was so sunny and so warm yesterday.
It was so much.
Didn't even crack the books open. Well, did we? I think we read on Saturday. Anyways, really good book. And I remembered liking it when I first read it in high school. So that's why I wanted to read it again. Because it's been 8 years or whatever.
Wow, that's horrifying.
But yeah, so a good book. If you've never read it, you should go read it. And on that note, though, Frankenstein, we had a project at the end of our senior year in AP Lit. AP Lit. Just to clarify.
Which we both took the AP tests for.
We sure did.
Yeah.
And we both passed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Was that a question?
Did you get a 5?
I got a 4. I got a 4
Oh,
in
yeah,
every
I got
single
4.
test.
Yeah, me too. Fun side tangent that I don't think I've mentioned on the pod before. But of course, AP stands for Advanced Placement. And that's the whole tangent. Is just telling you guys that we were in advanced.
You guys have to know.
Yeah. You know what I don't want to... You write in. Maybe this will rile people up to email us.
Okay.
Because guess what? Hey, you people that did Running Start, I would never have done that. I think
you didn't do it.
I think it put them in... Did it put them in a better spot to, like, maybe get ahead? Yes.
100%.
I cannot argue that. Just from a, like...
That's...
A factual standpoint, it did. But I don't know. You didn't go to high school for the last 2 years.
But I think that was the goal.
Yeah, well, all right.
One of Roz's sisters did Running Start.
Yeah.
It was really great for her. Like the not going to high school.
I don't think it would have been good for me. And here's why.
So
I crave attention. And I don't think I would have got it at community college.
No. Not at all.
I didn't even get it at regular college. I left my small hometown high school and suddenly no one cared. Which is why I started up a podcast with my high school friend. Wow, this just turned into I should lean back in this chair. It's like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I got all 4s on every AP test I ever took.
Same.
Oh, actually, ever?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant just senior year.
No, every single one ever.
Oh, well, I didn't know we had this in common.
I didn't either.
Well, how many did you take?
I don't know.
How many 4s? How many 4s do you have?
Okay, whatever.
So, first year, did you take an AP class sophomore year?
I don't know. I remember taking Lit, Lang, Stat.
Because what would sophomore year have been?
Enviro. I don't remember sophomore year. I didn't
swear
do the
I
histories.
took one. I thought I took... Oh, yeah. Mine would have been...
World or A-Push or something?
Yeah, it would have been AP World. That would have been sophomore year.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then
that.
A-Push was junior
And
year.
I actually stand by my decision not to take those.
Didn't you take a civics class instead? With some teacher? I don't know. I didn't say that trying to hide their name.
I remember being in class with one of our old friends, one of our ex-friends.
Okay.
Who we don't
speak to
anymore.
very often.
Ever.
Are you speaking for me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
kind of.
all right. Then I'm thinking of a different person.
Okay. I was in class with him. I remember that.
Oh, it's a man. Already, we're definitely thinking of different people. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Oh! Wait, fall down a mountain, man?
No!
Oh. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Alright, never mind. Not important.
You had a previous podcast with him.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, okay. Tune into M&B's Hot Sports Takes. That was another podcast I had. but with a different person.
Okay, different.
Like,
Just
I know who
clarify
you're
that
talking
was
about now.
different. Okay.
Yeah. And we will remain in.
What was the podcast where you guys just had lists? Every podcast.
That was the trio podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still up. You can go listen to it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Lots of chowder.
Yeah. A lot of chowder going on. A lot of microwaving.
Lots
yeah.
of microwaving.
Some of the wow, it's so off topic, but yeah, so while recording early on in the trio podcast life, which again was a podcast I started.
It was a good podcast.
Like probably 5 years. It was middle of college.
Really? Why did I think it was in high school?
No. This started probably junior year of college, I think.
Wow.
2018-ish.
That's crazy.
And but early on we were early on we only recorded 7 episodes, maybe 8, and none of them were like good.
I like them.
They're fun, but they're not like our production level here isn't fantastic, but it's a million times our production value.
A lot less of like ordering at a drive-through.
Well, that's the story I was going to tell.
I'm so sorry.
Although I don't think that was on an actual episode, but I think it was on like an early recording of like one of those episodes that we edited out. But yeah, there was a point where one of my co-hosts was talking to me. We were waiting for our third co-host to join the recording, and so he was talking to me, and I wasn't responding for a little while. And then he was like, "Hey, Mike, are you there?" And then the next thing he heard was, "Yeah, I'll take a medium M&M Blizzard." So I had driven, like literally, I was so bored waiting for this third host, notoriously late by the way, to join. And so I got in my car and started driving without telling the other host.
Yeah.
And then I got in line at Dairy Queen and I ordered a Blizzard. And I so wish I still had that recording. Yeah. So funny.
It was good.
Yeah. So. Wow. So all that being said, to lead back to our AP Lit class.
Right.
Where So we read Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. Like it was an assigned book, but this was post AP test.
Yes.
So it was kind of like the end of the year fun project-y type stuff. But this is how I remember it. You can kind of correct me on this. Because I was telling Celia's parents about this yesterday. And because I remembered it being kind of like okay, we've read Frankenstein. We need to do a presentation on some sort of analysis of it. Yeah. But from what I remembered, our teacher was kind of like, hey, if you do like a boring PowerPoint, I'm going to grade you like harsher. Yes. Or like you have to make your PowerPoint really good and deep and analytical. But if you do something fun, you pretty much get an A. Yeah. Do you remember
really
it
wanted
similarly
to be entertained.
Yeah.
She was like adamant that it was not going to be like a boring PowerPoint.
Right. And so
I think that's why she loved it so much.
Yeah, I think
she loved it.
You mean ours?
Well, yeah, let's just call it yours because I was...
Okay, well, so I was a hot commodity in that class. Okay. Split between two very good friends of mine in terms of, like, group, because I was literally sitting right here, and then...
Needed to have a buffer.
Yeah, so that... Well, so I grouped together with Sully and then a former guest on the pod, Boo. We were a trio, to kind of do this project, and I wish I could remember like specifics in terms of how you guys let me have so much creative control over the process. I wish there's a couple things I wish I could remember, like how much did we procrastinate, because for part of my brain feels like it was due like the next day almost, and we hadn't done anything or communicated.
Agreed. That's where
so I just did it. And then, like, sent you guys
and we said, yeah, that's great.
Like, what we were going to do. And, 100%. Yeah, you guys were dying. Yeah. Yeah, over that. So I think, like, that's how I remember
not really participating in the project, if I'm being honest. I really liked the book.
Right.
Couldn't be bothered. I didn't like the teacher. Okay. I felt like I was a little bit... I mean, not as much as some of the other classmates, but I kind of butted heads with her.
Okay. Well, she just might be listening.
She's not listening. No chance.
I had a great time in that class.
I couldn't stand it.
She would have us on every Monday morning for like attendance. Basically, you could raise your hand, and for like one bonus point of extra credit, you could share what you did that weekend, or something along those lines.
I don't remember that. I don't remember participating.
Every Monday we would do that. Yeah. And like people would just say that, like some people who just wanted the extra credit would just say, "I went on a walk," and then she'd be like, "Good for you,
great,
Mark." Yeah.
I remember there was like a pop quiz, and a bunch of people didn't go to class. Like they had their parents.
That sounds right.
Call them out.
Oh, because we knew there was gonna be a pop.
Yeah.
I see.
Like we had it like what, third period or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we had heard, and so a bunch of our friends were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't risk that for my grade. I'll go." That's pretty much all I remember. I remember people. This is terrible, and I never supported this even back then.
Oh no.
The discussion as to whether she was pregnant for the entire year.
Oh.
People thought she was pregnant.
I don't remember that at all.
It was a big talking point.
Interesting.
Mostly because she would kind of stand there and like rest her hands there.
I see. On her belly for the listening audience.
Sorry. But like, let's not speculate.
Right.
And also, she didn't.
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
We
And
know
her
now.
like physical appearance never changed in the entire
At
school
all.
year, so I don't know why.
Yeah. If anything, she got smaller. Probably.
Yeah. She's a small lady.
Yeah. So also, if you are a boyfriend to a girl and you're gonna have a class with her, and it's like the one class you're gonna probably have with her, get to class on time to ensure you can sit next to her.
Wow, yeah, that's a core memory.
That is a core memory.
Yeah.
We had some very good friends of ours who were dating and
now married.
Yeah, and
they got through this.
The lovable goofball because he showed up probably either late or right as the bell
I think it was like
expired.
Slightly late.
And,
I feel like he was apologizing.
And to be fair, I think his now wife probably could have done a little bit more defense on the seats around her, but like her whole group of friends had arrived at the same time as her and then all took seats in the same corner of the room.
Yeah.
Like I then file in with like a couple of my friends who were of a similar friend group, so then we all take more seats in that same section. So then by the time her partner, who then became her husband, shows up, he had to sit across the room. Across the room. Which is just so disappointing.
Yeah.
But they got married, so.
Yeah. I think that was like their only class together that whole...
I think she was probably mad at him.
She was mad. I remember her fuming. Yeah. Really annoyed.
Because that was the one day you had to get there.
The only time you had to do it.
Because then everyone else would have like respected your seat for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Oops.
But we learned that you can actually just get up mid-year and move clear across the classroom too, because...
Did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, no. A couple seats over, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can vent in episode 4. So we do this whole project. I'm adjusting. One more quick anecdote is Professor Snowflake was in this class, and he one time got up to leave the class, and we had these like big pencils. Like this isn't a good example because this is just a book, but like it was bigger than this, but like similar width probably, but then like in the shape of a pencil. And we had to grab these as like our bathroom passes. And so he got up to go and he grabbed this and then he left. But this was later in the year and he was notorious for dying during the school day because he had a bout with vertigo. And so he didn't come back for like 5 minutes. So then I knew something was afoot. And so I went up to the teacher and I said, "Hey, I think Professor Snowflake is having a tough time. Can I go look for him?" And she gave me the A-OK. And so I took one step out the door, turned left, and then literally I see him in like the main, what would you call that, atrium?
Yeah.
To the entrance of the high school. He's just pacing back and forth with the pencil over his head like this. I've never told you this story?
No.
Yeah, he was just pacing back and forth just with the pencil on top of his head like this.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And then I said, "What are you doing?" And I probably walked right back into the classroom, like after he said, like, "Oh, I'm just out here." He probably, literally, that's probably how the conversation went. "What are you doing?" "Pacing." It's like, "All right, see ya." I'll go back in. So yeah. Anyways, we are in this class. We have a presentation to do. Mind you, this is high school me talking, because again, I'm currently in a relationship with someone I love very, very much. But back in high school, there were pretty people in this class.
Oh.
And I put a lot on the line doing this kind of a project.
Like some really popular pretty people.
Yeah. And I was single at the time. And so there was just a lot lot at stake here, but I did it for my teammates, and I did it for the grade.
Yeah.
And we want to give you guys a small tasting of what our presentation was for this analysis of Frankenstein.
Didn't you have a board too? You had like a visual aid.
There might have been a visual aid.
Yeah.
But what we have for you guys is an audio aid. So the basic summary of this was, again, if you wanted to do a PowerPoint, it had to be probably an in-depth analysis of the actual text itself and like the different literary devices used or whatever. For us, it was like, if you want to do something creative, you can just like do a fun thing about the book, basically. So the audio thing I did was I recorded and spliced together audio from Jimmy Fallon interviewing Bradley Cooper and Steve Carell. Those were the two.
Wow.
Because I could literally go look up and find the YouTube videos for you because they're so ingrained in my brain. But I took mostly just Jimmy Fallon's parts because the whole idea was, what would it be like if Frankenstein's monster was on a talk show in modern day times? And so I recorded audio from Jimmy Fallon's show, and poorly, I just held my phone up to my.
It sounds pretty good though.
Thank you, to my computer speakers, and then would hit play real quick while he's talking, and then stop it, and did all this stuff. And this was before I was a podcaster, and then this is the part where you might still be thinking, well, why do the pretty people matter? And it's because we still needed a voice for the monster. Mm-hmm. Because for this interview to make any sense, we needed someone to talk back to Jimmy Fallon. Mm-hmm. So what you're about to hear in this it's a 2-minute clip, but we're only going to play 30 seconds, maybe less, just the first little bit, because you would get bored. But you will hear Jimmy Fallon ask a question, and then you will hear the monster reply to said question, and I will just leave it up to your guys' imagination on who the monster really is. So let me just check the audio. Oh, okay. So just tune in here. We'll try not to react, and I'm going to put my phone up next to the speaker, and here we go. Actually, I'm just going to, just to be safe, we're gonna err on the side of loudness rather than quietness.
Good call.
All
So
right,
watch your ears.
Watch your ears.
Can you tell me about one of your worst days?
Well, Jimmy, I would have to say that one of my worst days would be when I was walking through the forest and tried to save a little girl from drowning, but her family tried to hurt me because of it. I was just trying to save her. What the heck? I guess I misinterpreted what I was supposed to do in that situation. So yes, that was one of my worst days.
What
Okay.
did you see any?
It's pretty good.
Okay. So what I had to do basically was lower my voice by about 10 octaves, or at least attempt to.
It was pretty good.
I wonder if I could still do that now. But that was me, and I responded to probably 4 or 5 Fallon prompts.
Yeah.
About random stuff like what I would eat. I think we didn't play it, and I don't want to play anything else because it's very cringy for me. But we got a good grade, and but there was one question in there that I thought is a funny bit where Jimmy Fallon asked did you watch much TV growing up? And then the monster responds about how he didn't have television because it happened in the 1800s, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I just remember the shock. The shock wave throughout the classroom when they realized what was happening.
Yeah.
And how excited and proud our teacher was.
Yeah.
She was so into it.
Yeah. And you know what? This is giving me insane parallels to the way you just described my class's reaction is how it's been described to me, the looks of both pride and horror my bosses had when I did the Wonka bit a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Because there were gasps.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear more.
Okay, so I did a Wonka bit at work. Basically, there was going to be this auction, or there was an auction, a charity auction, and this group of organizers. There's probably like 9 of them or something. They were like, okay, we need someone to host the auction though. Who should host? And people threw out a couple names from people within our department, and then my friend said, "Oh, what about Mike? Maybe he could do it." And everyone was like, "Yeah, let him do it." Da, da, da. And then so she throws my name out there, and then she pings me after already throwing my name out and was like, "Hey, will you do the charity auction?"
Nice.
And I said, I didn't respond.
For sure.
And then finally she came back to her desk after their meeting was over, and then she asked again, and I was like, "No." I was like, "No, why? I don't want to."
You're good at that stuff.
Let someone else do it. Thank you. That's what they told me. The problem is, and this is good advice for anyone listening to this that needs me to do something for them or for like some greater good. You have the quickest way to get me to agree, because eventually, yes, maybe I'll just succumb to the peer pressure. But if you want me to acquiesce immediately, come with a bit already prepared. Nice. Because I'll do anything for a bit. I love a good bit.
Loves a bit.
Yeah, and so originally I just thought, oh, this is just going to be a kind of a cringy auctioneer thing. I don't want to. Right. I don't have an interest in doing that. And then some ideas started to get tossed around though, and I started to process. An image came into my head of Michael Scott wearing his Wonka outfit for the 5 golden tickets. In the somersault, and when Jim first gets the call, and he's like, "Oh, I think someone like found a golden ticket," and he's like, "Wee!" And I was just picturing how excited he was and all that stuff. I was like, that is something I could get behind. Yeah. Because then it's not me up there.
Yeah.
Then it's someone else. And so anyways, I committed to that. I think I'll show a picture to the audience, perhaps. Love this. Because I think, well... No. You haven't seen any of the pictures?
No, you told me what you were thinking.
I thought you would have seen it because I posted it on Instagram. Well... So you haven't seen any of the pictures?
I deleted my Instagram account like a month ago.
All right, well... Shock and awe. I'm not even sure which picture I want to show you first. Okay. Do you want to see an action shot or a pose shot?
All of it.
No, which one first, though?
Action.
Oh, sure. I wish you hadn't picked
pose,
that.
Then. Pose,
No, it's fine. The action shot's probably the best one. It's, I don't like how I look.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great jacket.
You know who took that picture?
Your manager?
No, the person who reports to our CFO,
wow.
our highest honcho.
Wow, I'm feeling a promotion.
He did send out a very friendly email, but literally it was funny because I didn't notice, but people said that they saw him taking out his phone to take the picture of me. But
wait, are you going to show the audience?
Oh, right. There we are. There we have it. It's not really going to come into frame much.
I love that. Okay, now can I see the posed one?
Yeah, so here's a posed one.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You have the vest too. Did I notice that in the first picture? Did you
I don't know if you can notice it. Well, yeah, it's all one steampunk jacket.
No, I'm scrolling.
No, start the that.
I'm done scrolling.
Stop it. Because wait, did you get to the?
No.
Oh, okay. So the one she just saw was this one, but then I think the next one's even better.
That's great. That's a good one.
So that's a good one, but then this one I think is hilarious. Because, especially if you look at my eyes. That's me pretending to fall.
That's so good.
A little Michael Jackson-esque, I guess.
What'd you post? Did you,
Leaning. What?
What'd you post on your Instagram of it?
I think I just posted... Yeah, maybe just the one of me standing.
Nice.
And I just said, it's Wonka time.
Love that.
People were like, what are you doing?
Why?
What happens?
Why is it Wonka
What
time?
happens at your job? So, yeah, I think that's all.
So shock and awe throughout the crowd when they saw you?
Well, okay, so I hobble in. I guess I'll tell the whole story. Yeah. We gotta wrap up. We gotta wrap up. I swear, the last time I looked at that time, it was 40 minutes. I swear. That's crazy. So, okay, we'll end on the Wonka. Okay. We'll end on the Wonka bit. What else do we have? Oh, okay, only one other topic. So
luckily, we can cover that. So many more episodes.
So many more seasons. Because we have to record this podcast until we actually are 75.
Right.
To make it make sense. to prove we're time traveling demons. Call back.
Love that.
That'd be crazy.
Unless they skipped through that part.
Shoot.
And now we ruined it anyway.
Shoot.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so if you skipped ahead at the very beginning. So anyways, I get picked to do I agree to do the auctioneering, and I'm like, I have to go all out for this, or else in my mind, it's like if you don't go all out for something, people won't buy in. If people don't buy in, then it's awkward and cringy.
Right, for sure.
So I'm like, okay, top hat for sure, got to do a cane of some sort, and then like Wonka's jacket type of thing, and so I procured all the needed fashion items, and then it was like, okay, we got to do a Gene Wilder somersault.
Yeah.
And to really commit, you got to do the whole limping.
Yeah.
And then do the somersault. Because, fun fact, if you didn't know this, Gene Wilder said he wouldn't do the movie unless they let him do... Because the somersault limp stuff wasn't in the original script.
Really? He
wanted to do it, and he said, I'm not going to do the movie unless you let me do this. And they were like, seriously? And he said, yes. And then they let him do it.
There you go.
Because he wanted the audience, and then, and in the movie, the people there, to basically... from the very moment you meet Wonka to not know what's true or not. Because, he's already faking you out.
Right.
So, that's fun Wonka lore. So, anyways, I'm like, okay, I gotta do a somersault. So, I put off practicing somersaults for way too long. Started, maybe 2 nights before.
Okay.
And, Celia got mad at me because, very fairly, and mad's not the right word. She was, graciously thinking of our downstairs
very considerately
neighbors. Yes. Yeah. Seriously, she appropriately interrupted me because I had done probably 6 somersaults in our living room.
Nice.
And then it was like, oh, maybe we should not do more.
Consider.
So I had tried to practice those. Hurt so bad.
Right.
My body's not made for rolling in any way. Oh, my back was killing me, and but I was like, okay, so I at least got the motion down. Yeah. So the point was okay, I can do this at least one more time. Yeah. Even if it kills me, I can do it one more time. And tried it with the outfit on too. Originally I was just doing regular, and the jacket was a little tight, so I was a little nervous, but whatever. So anyways, the day comes, and so I bring my outfit with me separately, and just I was just wearing the slacks and the shoes, but then a different top. And the only people that knew about this were my close friends at work, but then also one guy, coincidentally also named Mike, who was kind of helping run the whole thing. So because I needed an inside person to know that this was the bit, so that way we could somewhat organize an introduction of, because the timing of it needed to, because that could be really awkward too. Yeah. If I either entered too early or too late, or was noticed by people. So we had to do this whole thing. So basically we knew there was going to be a 20-minute. What originally was what I thought was going to be a 20-minute buffer for this charity activity, because we were sorting through donations, clothes and blankets and stuff, and prepping boxes to donate. So, and writing cards. And so we did that for I actively was doing that for about 10 minutes. And then I go up to Mike and I said, hey, I'm going to go change. And he was like, okay, good. Yeah, that works. And then I said, give one of the friends a wink or a nod, so one of them can let me know that there's 3 minutes left. Nice. And so I get down, and again, all I have to do is throw on the shirt, the bow tie, and then the jacket, and then I have my cap and my cane. I kid you not, I had barely just gotten on the tie, the bow tie, and it was a pre-tied one. I'm not trying to pretend I was tying the bow tie, but I had just it had been maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, when I get the text that says all right, you got 3 minutes.
Whoa.
I'm stressing because I wanted to do a couple practice rolls because I went down to our floor to change. Okay. Yeah. And because we were up on the top floor for because it was a big event, and so then I'm oh my god, I start kind of speed walking down to the elevators. Yeah. Get to the elevators. Don't have my badge. I had taken off my badge as I was changing. So I had to. So then I'm running. I am sprinting back to my desk to get my badge. I'm so now the nerves are because all day. Right. I hadn't been that nervous because I don't know not braggadociously, but just I hit a certain level where I'm just like, all right, whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I signed up for this,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. But like once the blood got pumping, then I started to really get nervous. So I was hoping to not have to run all over the place. But so I run back, and then I run back to the elevators, and then I'm going up the elevators. Turns out while I'm doing all this, and like as I'm getting to the top floor, Mike has gone up to the front of the room to basically start the works of introducing me. But he still couldn't see me. There's this long hallway that he can look down to see me coming. I still wasn't there, so he was just like ad-libbing for like a couple of minutes, just waiting for me to basically show up. Like that's what I was told afterward.
Right.
So then eventually I get into the hallway and I see him and I kind of wave, and I'm still kind of like speed walking. And then he goes like, oh, and I see our auctioneer coming down, so I'll hand it off to him. And then like I get probably like 5 feet away from the entrance, where if I took any more steps forward, people at like the far side of the room would have been able to start to see me. So I stop, and then I start limping and like going slow. Yeah. And I get into the main room, and you know, people start laughing like once they kind of recognize who I am and what's going on. And then I get to we had mapped out a spot that morning of what I should be aiming for, because there's this metal plate on the floor where it's like, hey, I don't want to roll on that. Yeah. So instead we'll use it as like the spot where I want to start the roll.
Okay, nice.
And so I get there and like I take another step because I'm nervous, but I'm like getting super wobbly with the cane on purpose, like I'm trying to like look like I'm falling, and then I fall, and it's like a super loud like boom. I made it up onto my feet, but like it was not a good somersault in any way. Like it was nothing like Gene Wilder's in the movie. But I get up and I'm just like, ta-da! And I think I just yelled like, I am here, like very loudly. Like that was all nerves. Yeah. Like that's just like the only thing my brain could form as a sentence was, I am here. And I like, and so I still had my hat, so I had to put the hat on. I had dropped my cane somewhere, and then like already though, as soon as the roll started, because then people asked me, of course, afterward, all about my performance and stuff like that, and I was like, I blacked out. The second the roll starts, you can just count on my memory not working, right? Because I basically blacked out. So I don't know where my cane. It ended up back in my hands, clearly, like because in that picture I'm gesturing with it, but I don't know how I got it, because I definitely didn't roll with it, but I must have picked it back up, and so then I immediately had to just like jump into like this auction thing, and so like I think we did 10 items, and my voice by the end of it felt like my voice feels now, you know, even though that was only 10 minutes of talking. And this is an hour 17. It felt like just so much talking in rapid, because I'm doing the bit, I'm doing jokes, but then I'm also doing like 10, $20, $20 here, you know, and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not trying to act like I had a bad time or like, oh, pull my leg and like force me to do it. Like it was fun. Yeah. But it killed my voice and it was exhausting. But it was fun and got a lot of good laughs while I was up there, and people seemed to enjoy it quite a bit. So yeah, a lot of people were like, one person was like taking a video like the whole time. I'm obsessed. And like I'm glad I had the cane, because I realized probably for like the last 4 items, what I kept messing up was there was so much going on. I would be like, do I see $10, you know, and we had different ways of organizing how the bidding would work, so that was nice. The organizer set that up really well. But so like I'd be like, okay, yes, 10 over here, but then I would move my cane to go point at someone else, or like to like see if anyone else. What I realized only in like the last 4 items was that I needed to keep my cane pointed at the person who had last bid, because I kept forgetting who had last bid. So it'd be like 50-50, and then I would like look back at who I thought, and I was like, were you 45? 45? You know, that kind of thing. And so like that was funny. But eventually I realized I'm just going to keep this pointed at you until someone else bids. That way I can remember. And so yeah, so that's like, and then eventually it was over. I think we got like total for the 10 items, I think we raised like $700-ish. Nice. Which is pretty good. That's cool. Random assortment of items.
What was like the thing you would have been on?
There were a couple wine packages that I probably would have. Nice. The biggest item was Sounders tickets. Oh, okay. 2 Sounders tickets were pretty good, and that got the biggest. I think that sold for $300, so that was the biggest. It got a big bidding war going. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
This
That's
one
cool.
guy, shout out to, I'm going to use his name because he doesn't work at the company anymore. He was a temp. And so he was, Orlando.
Nice.
Orlando Magic, as I called him. Never to his face. But his last day was this Friday, actually. So he just left. But he was on the team for probably a few months because we've been really busy these last, 6 months or so. And he was awesome. Awesome guy. And but again, this whole auction thing happened in the last month or so. And so but he kept bidding on things. And which, if he had won them, he would have gotten them. So, some things like wine, sure, have at it. But he also, he told us afterward that he just wanted to keep bidding because he wanted people to get more involved. He would bid early, especially, just to get the number going. Yeah. He wouldn't bid too much towards the end. But he bid on things like a parking pass. Oh. That is only usable in November and December. Oh. And it's
he's gone.
You're not going to be here. So, but he was awesome. He was an all-star just for being, probably the most eager to, just get things going. Yeah, and it really helped everyone else get involved. So,
that's nice.
Shout out to my main man, Orlando.
Nice.
Yep.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry I didn't show those pictures. My mom made me send her all those pictures.
I love that.
Don't know where they're going to end up.
Well,
I don't know why she needed them.
Christmas gift in the making.
No. Yeah. So.
It's lovely.
Yeah. So, wow, we have gone so much over time than I thought we would.
Doesn't sound
My
like
apologies. So it's just school night, and so we're probably gonna sign off here and carry on with our lives.
As always, please shoot us an email.
Yes.
I assume we haven't received any.
No emails.
Yeah.
No emails. Lame. Send us an email. Send us a message on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like our most recent short.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And click that bell.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have another one shortly.
I think, shortly. Yeah, we should definitely have, this was, I think, a perfect pod for multiple shorts. I feel like we've hit them with some quick quips.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe multiple shorts and then a 2-minute or maybe a 4-minute short where I just summarize Devil's Past, the whole movie.
Right.
That's good.
You should just have your Frankenstein recording be a short. Some people are just really confused.
Yeah, here's what it is. Wait, what?
What? What's going on?
Did they get hacked?
Does Jimmy Fallon have a podcast?
Yeah, we get sued by Jimmy Fallon. Sorry. We're not big enough yet to be trademarked, so that's all right. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you all enjoy the remainder of your Octobers if we don't get another episode recorded, but we're hoping to. We will. We will. We will at least get one more episode in October.
That's yeah.
I'm sorry, definitely. I'm just trying to, after what happened the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So, thank you so much. And, yes, we will see you guys soon.
Bye.
See ya. I forget which one I want to press. End session for all.